morning, everyone. To formally start, let us have our prayer first. Wendell, can you lead the prayer?
Yes, ma'am. To those Catholics, please do the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you for this opportunity wherein we learn new and significant concepts of religion and world. Thank you for your guidance and wisdom. Thank you for keeping us in your hands and stand on your blessings. This is what we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So, good morning once again. By the way, I'm teacher Barby Olais. So, I am your demonstrator for today. Okay, so for us to be guided, let me present to you our virtual classroom rules. So, Livy, can you read our virtual classroom rules?
Yes, ma'am. Virtual classroom rules. First, mute your microphone when you're not talking and unmute if it is necessary. Second, turn off your camera to avoid distraction. And lastly, be attentive and prepared. Thank you, ma'am.
So, our virtual classroom rules clear, class?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
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 Okay, very good. So, do you still remember our last topic class?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what was our last topic? Yes, Wendell.
Our last topic was all about digestive system.
Okay, very good. So, our last topic was all about digestive system. So, is there any clarifications, questions, or additions regarding with our last topic class?
And
None,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, since none, let's proceed with our first activity. So for our activity, this is what we called as jumbled letters. So all you have to do is to arrange the letter and to make or create a word. So you may comment your answers on the chat box, or um, you may state your name if you want to answer. Am I understood, class?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So for our first jumbled letters, so what do you think is the word behind these jumbled letters? Anyone? Okay, Wendell Carillo answered atmosphere. John Kenneth answered atmosphere. Francis answered atmosphere. Livy answered atmosphere. And Daryl answered atmosphere. So you are correct. So the answer is atmosphere. So very good. How about the second one? So what do you think is the word behind these jumbled letters? Troposphere, John Kenneth Lara. Jamaica, troposphere. Darrell, troposphere. All right. So the answer is troposphere. How about the next one? It is, yes, John Kenneth, stratosphere. Wendell, stratosphere. Darrell said that is stratosphere. So again, it is stratosphere. So next we have, so what do you think? Mesosphere? So all of you got the correct answer. So it is mesosphere. So next one we have, so what do you think? John Kenneth, it is thermosphere. Jamaica, thermosphere. Francis answered thermosphere. Dara answered thermosphere. Wendell answered thermosphere. So all of you got the correct answer? Yes. So it is thermosphere. So the next one, exosphere. John Kenneth said it is exosphere. Wendell exosphere. Mikey Jane exosphere. Leve exosphere. So let's reveal the correct answer. Okay, you are correct. It is exosphere. How about the next one? Temperature, John Kenneth Lara. Mikey Jane, temperature. Wendell, temperature. Francis, temperature. Daryl, temperature. All right. So the answer is temperature. Very good. How about the next one? Can you still guess the jumbled letters? Kilometer, yes. Mikey Jane, Wendell said it is kilometer. Daryl, kilometer. John Kenneth, kilometer. How about the others? Okay, so the answer is kilometer. So you are all correct again. So how about this one? Can you still guess the jumbled letter? Mikey Jane, Aurora. Francis, Aurora. John Kenneth, Aurora. The answer is yes, it is Aurora. So very bright nun kayo eh. How about this one? The last one. Francis, nitrogen. Wendell, yes, nitrogen. Livy, nitrogen. Daryl said it is nitrogen. How about the others? The answer is nitrogen. So very good. So for our next activity, so it is what we call as identify me. So for the direction, so you have to identify the layer of the atmosphere that corresponds to exosphere, troposphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, and stratosphere. So locate the distance and temperature of each layer. So below are the words that belong to each temperature. So like for example, you are to identify which layer of the atmosphere belong the satellite. Okay, am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can comment your answers on the chat box again. So, uh, where can we locate the satellite? Which layer of the atmosphere? Anyone from the class? Mikey
In
Jane
the
answered
thermosphere, ma'am.
yes. Francis, you answered.
Thermosphere, ma'am.
Okay, here that is correct. How about the aurora? Where can we
Still
find the aurora?
thermosphere, ma'am.
Yes, Wendell. Can you,
We can
class,
find
can you state your name first before you answer?
Wendell, ma'am.
Yes, Wendell.
We can find this thermosphere, aurora on the thermosphere, ma'am.
Okay, that's the correct answer. So we can find the aurora into the thermosphere. How about the airplane? Which layer of the atmosphere can we locate the airplane?
Stratosphere, ma'am.
Stratosphere. Okay, very good, Mikey Jane. How about the meteors?
Wendell,
Mesosphere,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Can you state it first before you answer?
Mikey Jane, ma'am. What that
Yes, Mikey
mesosphere,
Jane.
ma'am. In the mesosphere, we can find the meteors. Thank you.
Okay, we can locate the meteors at exactly sa mesosphere. How about the rain or the snow?
Wendell,
Which layer
ma'am.
here? Yes,
One,
Wendell.
ma'am.
Troposphere, ma'am.
Troposphere, very good. How about the 50 to 80 kilometer? So I want another person to answer. Can you state your name first? So anyone from the class?
Wendell, ma'am.
Yes, Wendell.
Mesosphere, ma'am.
Mesosphere. Are you sure? Okay,
Order
so
for your question, ma'am.
it is a 50 to 80 kilometer. So what layer of the atmosphere is it? Anyone from the class?
So one, ma'am.
Yes, so one.
Isa tayong question, ma'am.
50 to 80 kilometers. So what layer of the atmosphere?
Mesosphere, ma'am.
Okay, so the correct answer is stratosphere. So next, we have 700 to 1,000 kilometer.
Wendell, ma'am.
Yes, Wendell.
Exosphere, ma'am.
Okay, very good. The correct answer is exosphere. How about the 500 degree to 2,000 degrees Celsius? So which layer of the atmosphere did
Ma'am.
Francis? Yes, Francis.
It is in the thermosphere, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we can found this 50 to degree to 2,000 degrees Celsius in the thermosphere. How about the ozone layer?
Wendell,
Francis,
ma'am.
Yes, Wendell.
Stratosphere, ma'am.
Stratosphere, that is correct. And the last one, how about the spaceship?
Exosphere, ma'am.
Can you state your name first?
Mikey Jane, ma'am. Spaceship
Yes, my.
can be found at the exosphere.
Okay, very good. So, based on the activity that we had class, so what do you think is our topic this morning? Anyone can guess?
Francis, ma'am.
Yes, Francis?
I think it's about layers in Earth's atmosphere, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Our topic this morning is the layer of the atmosphere. But before that, let me present to you our objectives. So, who wants to volunteer to read our objectives?
Ma'am,
Kenneth,
can
ma'am.
I read?
Can you state your name, please?
Kenneth, ma'am.
Yes, Kenneth.
Um, at the end of the lesson, the students can identify the layers of the Earth's atmosphere, relate the importance of atmosphere to humankind, and illustrate the layers of the Earth's atmosphere. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, John Kenneth. So these are the learning competencies that we have to learn at the end of our session. So I hope that you will cooperate and active in this class. So is that okay, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So the layer of the atmosphere. So may I ask you, class, what is atmosphere? Anyone from the class? In your own idea. So what do you think is the atmosphere? Should I call a name? Wendell, do you have any idea what is atmosphere in your own idea?
Flores, ma'am.
Yes, Darden?
Okay, for me, ma'am, for my own definition, atmosphere is contains of air and also the air that we breathe and also the blanket of gases that surrounds the earth. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So our atmosphere consists of the air, as Daryl said. Okay, that is correct. So the atmosphere can be divided in two layers based on the temperature. So the higher the level of the or the layer of the atmosphere, so nagka-higher pod ang iyahang temperature. So these layer are the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and the thermosphere. So a further region beginning about 500 kilometer above the Earth's surface is called the exosphere. So the exosphere is the highest level of the layer of the atmosphere. So the first layer of the atmosphere we have the troposphere. So anyone can volunteer to read the troposphere?
Flores, ma'am, can I read it?
Yes, Flores, go ahead.
The troposphere, with a temperature of 62 Fahrenheit or equivalent of 17 degrees Celsius around the lowest point to 60 Fahrenheit or equivalent to 51 degrees Celsius near the top. It is the lowest layer of the atmosphere and it is where we live. It extends up to 5 to 10 miles or 8 to 15 kilometer above the surface. The densest layer, it is the densest layer containing more than half of the volume of the total air. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Darrell. So may I call on Mikey Jane to to give your insights about the troposphere?
Okay, in the troposphere, we can experience different weather such as rain and the winter season. And then we also have the hot air balloon in the in the troposphere. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So in that troposphere, okay, thank you, Mikey Jane. So in that troposphere, so it is the first and the lowest layer of the atmosphere of the Earth. So usually sa uh, troposphere, dira sugod ang under na to makita ang weather phenomena such as kanang rain and snow. So dara mo agi ang mga airplanes, air balloon like Mikey Jean said. So next layer of the atmosphere. So in addition, temperature falls as we get higher up and is the lowest at the tropopause. That acts as the boundary between this layer and the next. So airplanes fly in this layer. So ang tropopause kuno is serve as the boundary. So for the second layer of the atmosphere, we have the stratopause. So who wants to read? May I call on John Kenneth Lara?
Stratosphere. The temperature of stratosphere is negative 60 degree Fahrenheit or negative 51 degrees Celsius near the tropopause to 5 degree Fahrenheit or negative 15 degrees Celsius near the next layer. So extending up to 31 miles or 50-kilometer high, contains the ozone layer. The temperature increases as we go higher than ma'am.
Okay, thank you, John Kenneth. And may I call on Wendell to give your insight. So, what do you think are the objects or things that can be found in the stratosphere?
Yes, ma'am. The stratosphere is the second layer of the atmosphere, which has 60 degree Fahrenheit and negative 51 degrees Celsius. So, nag-extend siya from the boundary of ginagwan siya og 50 kilometer ang iyang katas-on. Then it has contained or nadiri na nato makita ang ozone layer. And then makakita tag objects diyan sa stratosphere. Ang jet, ma'am, dili siya makita nato ang jet maglupad-lupad sa stratosphere. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Wendell. You have the good idea. So, the stratosphere, it contains ozone layer, of course, which shields us from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. So, the temperature of this layer are higher over the summer pool. However, kung magkuan po siya sa winter, so magka-lower po ang iyahang temperature. So the next one, layer of the atmosphere, we have the mesosphere. So who wants to read the mesosphere? Yes, Wendell.
Mesosphere, it has temperature ranges from 32 degree Fahrenheit, then 0 degrees Celsius to 130 degree Fahrenheit and negative 90 degrees Celsius, then the lowest temperature found on Earth. It also extends from just above the stratosphere to 53 miles or it equivalents to 85-kilometer high, coldest layer of the atmosphere and temperature dropping to its lowest at the boundary between the mesosphere and thermosphere called the mesopause.
Okay, thank you, Wendell. So may I call on Robert to give some insights about the mesosphere? Na si Robert.
Wala, ma'am.
Okay, Mikey Jane, you have the idea.
Okay, mesosphere is the middle layer of the atmosphere, which is the coldest layer of the atmosphere and where we can find the meteors, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So, directly above the stratosphere and below the thermosphere. So, the coldest atmospheric layer surrounding the Earth. So, it is cold enough to freeze water vapor in its atmosphere into ice. So, we can usually find the object at the mesosphere, which are the meteors, the air glow, the polar aurora, and atmospheric tides, and etc. So, um, meteoroids born up here, which prevents them from reaching the Earth's surface. So, dari po daw moagi ang mga meteors, mga meteoroids, before mo reach sa Earth's surface. So, the next layer, we have the thermosphere. So, who wants to read the thermosphere?
Can I read it, ma'am?
Yes, Darrell, you can.
So the next layer is the thermosphere. It has the temperature of 932 degree Fahrenheit or equivalent to 500 degrees Celsius to 3632 degree Fahrenheit or it has an equivalent of 2000 degrees Celsius. Depends on how hot the sun is. It extends from the mesopause to about 372 miles or 600 kilometers high rather. Then it is the hottest layer of the atmosphere, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Darrell. So, may I call on John Kenneth to give your insights about the thermosphere? So, what are the objects or gases can be found in the thermosphere?
Pardon, ma'am.
Um, what is your insight about the thermosphere?
Okay, so based on the definition, thermosphere is the hottest layer of the atmosphere. So the um, the things that we found in this um, kind of atmosphere is that mga solid particles which is kanang dili kayo siya kanang makuan kung tawag ni ma-melt or kanang kuan siya kanang mga sa mga solid particles na kanang mo survive sa ani nga temperature which is the hottest, ma'am. That's all.
Okay, thank you, John Kenneth. Very good. So, you have the idea. Okay, so the thermosphere. So, it is the layer which is very rare. So, talagsara kayong hangin ang naadiring dapita. It means it's very hot. So, we can find this above the mesosphere. So, we can find gases here such as the atomic oxygen, so atomic nitrogen, and helium. So, which are the main components of the air. So last, we have the exosphere. So anyone can read what is the exosphere? May I call on Mikey Jane to read the exosphere and give your insights after?
Okay, exosphere has a temperature of up to 2,700 degree Fahrenheit. It is equivalent to 1,500 degrees Celsius. It extends from the thermosphere to about 6,200 miles or 10,000 kilometers and is the upper limit of the atmosphere. It is the lower boundary. It has a lower boundary which is called exobase or the exopose, the less dense layer of the atmosphere, and it is comprised of mostly helium and hydrogen. For me, ma'am, exosphere is the highest layer of the atmosphere where we can find most of the satellite or the aircraft, and it is comprised of different gases which is helium and hydrogen. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mikey. So you have the great idea. So exosphere, so it is the last layer, which is the highest layer of the atmosphere. So expectedly, nga kining exosphere is the hottest layer of the atmosphere. So it is the uppermost region of the Earth atmosphere. The air is extremely thin. So kung gamay ang thermosphere sa exosphere is gamay na gid kay nga hangin ang atong makita diri or atong malanghap diri. So the airless void of outer space. So kani siya dool na gid nis or hapit na gid siya sa outer or ma-consider na siya sa outer space. But then some scientists gi-consider gyapon nila nga kining exosphere or the last layer of the atmosphere is still part gyapon siya sa atmosphere. Okay. So, kani po diri sa exosphere, so we can found cold regions of outer space extend from this layer. Okay. So, gases of the atmosphere. May call on Daryl to give one example of gases in the atmosphere.
One of the gases of the atmosphere, ma'am, is the nitrogen. That is why it is called the most abundant element in the atmosphere. So, based on your presentation, ma'am, it consists of 78%. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Daryl. How about John Kenneth? Can you give one example of gases in the atmosphere? John Kenneth,
Pardon, ma'am.
can you give one example of the atmosphere?
Um, Nitrogen, ma'am.
Okay, nitrogen is already gihatag na na ni Kuan. What are the other gases of the atmosphere?
Oxygen, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, oxygen, which consists of 21% um, of overall atmospheric gases. So, how about Mikey Jane? What are the other gases of the atmosphere?
Traces gases, ma'am, which compose of 1% like argon, carbon dioxide, neon, methane, krypton, and hydrogen. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So these are the gases of the atmosphere. So nitrogen has the highest percent, which is 78%. And then oxygen got the 21%. And traces gases, which consist of 1%. Okay. Okay, class. So may I ask someone who can elaborate what are the layers of the atmosphere? May I call on Rochelin? Okay. How about Wendell?
Layers of the atmospheres are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and last is exosphere, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Wendell. So now you are going to answer the questions. So why is it important to study the atmosphere. So why do you think, class? So anyone from to answer? Is it important to study the atmosphere, class? Hello?
Okay, ma'am. Nag-grace mo ko, ma'am, pero ano na lang, ma'am, Flores.
Yes, Darrell?
Okay. And the question is that why it is important to study atmosphere? Well, it is very important to study about the atmosphere because it gives us awareness on what we should be prevent of or what should be nabitaw kinahanglan nato na i-prevent na anang what is the import unsa siya we will be able to know what is the importance of its existence, di ba? Kanang kay kung dili ta mag-study sa ila, we do not know unsa sila or unsa ang ilang purposes sa atong kinabuhi. Then, without our anang knowings nga importante day siya, kay wala man ta na aware kanang na-abuse day nato ang ato ang kanang sa pag-use nato, naka-abuse day ta ana nila, then nag-cause pod siya nga maghatag siya og mga kanabitang consequences or kanabitang effects nga makadaot or maka-affect sa atong kinabuhi. So, it is very important to know it and also study it kay kanang just like scientists or astronomers kanang what if mato sila sa outside space or kanabito sa gawas sa earth. So basin malapas sila or kanang nabitoy limit bitaw nga area. So it could be a help for them para maka-study outside the earth dayon maka-safe pod sila to go back here in the earth. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Daryl. You have the brilliant idea. So let's give Daryl a virtual clap. Okay, class. How about the second question? How can we prevent the damage of ozone layer? So may I request John Kenneth Lara to answer?
Okay, ma'am. So, to prevent the damage of ozone layer, of course, kita nga mga tao is we are responsible for taking care of our Mother Earth, especially our atmosphere. So through mga panugod pag sunog-sunog mga plastics or kanang mag-cause og kaning sa greenhouse gases and other mga air nga makaguba sa ozone layer. So through sa pagsunog-sunog manggod na siya may nahinay og kanipis ang atong ozone layer. So in order to prevent the damage of ozone layer, so of course we are always discipline ourselves maskin sa simple lang nga butang like sa pagsunog-sunog kanang siya dako gyapon na siya impact sa tuang sa tuang atmosphere kay dili raman pud sa ingon nga kita rin naghimo but just a simple reminder para sa tuang self ma'am nga be disciplined and be responsible. That's all ma'am.
Okay, thank you, John Kenneth. You have the good idea. So Wendell, do you have any addition with the idea of John Kenneth?
Yes, ma'am. Environmental care is what we need to be prioritized as our responsibility as human, and then to prevent the damage of ozone layer by shifting to um, eco-friendly lifestyle and by using green energy and promoting or advocating green initiatives to avoid or prevent the destruction of our ozone layer, because at the end of the day we will be the humans facing the consequences. So by shifting to green initiatives or green energy, by changing the cars or that vehicle which mag-emit siya og mga carbon dioxide or mga gases that is harmful to our ozone layer or to our atmosphere. So i-shift na to na siya or i-change na to na siya nga concept into more eco-friendly na transportation and or bike para naman we could still preserve the importance or the purpose of the ozone layer to protect us for the next generation and lifetime, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Wendell. So you really know how to preserve our kuano ozone layer, and you can also identify what are the causes that affects our ozone layer. So any addition, anyone from the class? Okay, so since none, let's proceed with the third question. So what is the application of studying this subject in your daily living? May I call on Francis?
Yes, ma'am. Pardon,
Okay,
ma'am.
Francis, what is the application of studying this subject in your daily living?
Well, we all know ma'am na naay mga human activities nga pwede makaharm sa mga layers sa atmosphere such as panalitan ka ng magsunog ta og mga plastic ma'am, pwede siya makaharm sa atong ozone layer nga maka-cause pod nga perti kayo moinit diri sa earth nga kita ra po'y maapektuhan. It is important nga mag-study jud ta sa kaning layers sa atmosphere ma'am para pod kita ma-aware pod ta sa atong mga actions kung saan dili ta maka-cause og harm sa atoang kuan ma'am sa atong mga atmosphere mo na nga kaning mo to yung mga application of studying this subject in daily living ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Francis. You have the brilliant idea. Yes, Darren, you have the
Pardon,
idea.
pardon, ma'am, for your question.
What is the application of studying this subject in your daily living?
It is very applicable, ma'am, in our daily living because I will be able to know na kanang it is healthy to kanabitang kanang abuse or kanabitang do such an activities nga makaguba bitaw sa atong atmosphere kay di ba ang parts of the atmosphere or kanang di ba naapil ang mga ozone layer, then what will might happen if maguba siya or kanang unsay mga effects sa atong kinabuhi. So it is very applicable for us kay makabaluta unsaon pag-prevent and also to preserve as well. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, Daryl. So, class, it seems like you really understand our topic this morning. So, do you have any questions, clarifications regarding with our topic this morning?
None, ma'am.
And
Okay,
ma'am.
very good. Since none, let's proceed with our quiz. So for your quiz, I'll be sending a Google link. So it consists of 10 items and you have to answer this within 5 minutes. So I understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so timer starts now. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
So for your assignment, so you have to make a flow chart about the layers of the atmosphere and its characteristics. So you are going to pass that through my messenger or sa atong group chat. So am I clear? Am I understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's all for this morning. So thank you so much for participating and I really hope that you understand a lot from the discussion. So goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Wendell.
Bye,
Goodbye, Jen Ken.
ma'am.
Goodbye, Darrell.